Hello and welcome back to Europe 1100, and finally, something has happened. Yes, now here's the funny thing. If nothing had happened in the, course of me just waiting, because that's basically what I did, I was just waiting. I basically hired 2 caravans out of the, out of my spare companions. I think I actually do have another companion that is currently not doing anything. But, well, I digress. It doesn't matter too much. All I'm saying is we've got 2 caravans running right now, and I did make Mr. Horse Thief into a party so that he could potentially build up his forces, and then we could possibly form an army if we need to, if at some point in the future we decided to attack in a more final fashion. And I'm talking about obviously attacking as, attempting to take a fief, for example. Attempting to take a fief or something along those lines. And I'm kind of thinking right now that if I can make a lot of money right now, but being a mercenary, because obviously I'm a mercenary still, and well, good luck finding any bandits to increase your influence, because it's absolutely impossible right now. But anyway, the point is, we do have our mercenary contract still running with the Scottish, and we are now at war against the Irish once again. Of course, as you might expect, they seem to just consistently declare war against each other. So, what we're going to do, or at least what I'm going to do right here, is I'm going to try to burn as many of the enemy's forces as possible, try to get as much cash as possible, influence and so on and so forth, and then, and only then, I'm going to think to myself, yeah, you know what? We should either become a vassal, take something, take a fief or whatever, and then defect away from Scotland, or, whoever we decide to become a vassal with. I'm pretty sure we'll just go with Scotland at this point. And then take over the entirety of Ireland. Because if we have that opportunity, or if we have the ability to do that, we might as well, right? Anyway, we're just going to be leaving, well, letting people go, basically. We're not going to be taking them prisoner or anything like that. And as you can see, look at this. Look at this. There's actually a huge amount of people right here. And you know what I'm actually going to do? We're gonna take these guys, and hopefully they're going to be relatively decent for us. Actually, kind of surprised that we were able to gain so many high tier. Ooh, look at this though. What? How did she have so many of these? I have no idea, but we apparently knocked a whole bunch of those unconscious. And look at the amount of prisoners that can currently join me right here. This is amazing. Look at that. We've got a bunch of these. Alright, so yeah, unfortunately I'm not going to be able to take all of them, but it is going to cost me a little bit of morale issue there. But that's really not that big a deal. Anyway, obviously, as I said, this is going to be our plan going forward. Basically, step 1 is attack absolutely everything that we can get our hands on. Attack everything while we are still a mercenary. Try to earn as much cash as possible, and I'm talking about attacking every single vassal that we have the ability to attack, attacking every single caravan, maybe even raiding some villages as well. Not sure if we're going to be doing that, but yeah, well, we'll see, we'll see. Anyway, apart from that, I actually don't even know what to go for here. I think I might go for authority, mostly because the +5 party size limit is kind of looking, it's looking kind of attractive right now. Maybe it's a good idea, I don't know. But heroic leader, the only thing that I can think of here that's actually going to be relatively good is +10% battle morale penalty to enemies when troops in your formation kill an enemy. This is obviously fantastic if we are the leader of our cavalry, because obviously our cavalry are going to be our main kill potential in every single battle. Even if we do decide to diversify a little bit, which I have started to do now, by the way, so we're not going to have only a cavalry-only army. Obviously, the thing with going with cavalry-only in this mod specifically is because cavalry is just so much stronger than pretty much anything else, unless I haven't found those noble troops just yet, and maybe there is a faction out there somewhere that has a troop tree that isn't just, cavalry nobles. But in that case, maybe Heroic Leader is actually going to be the play. So I think we're going to go for that. Because I feel like Cavalry, I mean, we are the captain of that, right? I think we are the captain. Oh yeah, so there's the army, as you can see. There's the army of the Irish. That's going to be extremely difficult for us to deal with right now, by ourselves, of course. So I'm very much hoping that... oh no, what are you doing here, Mr. Iron Eye? I thought he was in... he was actually on the European mainland, which is very funny. I'm not sure why he's back here now, but apparently he decided to come back, and now he is going to get killed.
It's been
Pretty sure. Pretty sure that he's going to get killed. But, oh well, I can't really do much about that, and, yeah. I can only hope that we also level up quite fast, too. Oh yeah, by the way, I actually finally managed to find a new bow. And it's actually quite funny, because this bow I never would have imagined would be any good. Because, let's face it, you know, I have very low bow skill. I don't have the Horse Archer perk. You know, it's going to be pretty difficult to find one, but I found a strong recurve bow, and that's exactly what I have here. Now, obviously, it's going to be really, really tough to use, at least initially, but I can only hope that I'll hit a couple of things from here. Maybe I'll do a little bit of damage. It's highly unlikely, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, highly unlikely. Now, the obvious thing that I need to do now is level up. I need to level up my bow skill dramatically. I need to level that up to 70, actually. 70 is the number that we want to aim for, because that allows us to use noble bows. And I'm talking about the long noble bow as well as the regular bow. And the regular bow is absolutely fantastic. I've used it multiple times in all kinds of different series. And it is just as good as you might think. You know, it is literally... fantastic. Does so much damage, it's really fast, it's really accurate, and there's really nothing to complain about. Well, unfortunately, I'm not really able to get too many headshots here, which is a little bit of a shame, because as you can see, whenever I get a headshot, it just gives me an instant skill point. But obviously that's not always going to be the case, because, you know, I have just terrible accuracy. Oh, I'm actually getting headshots all the time now. What? What is this? Wow, that's crazy. Okay, I didn't expect that for any second, but yeah, I should probably actually do some damage with my mallet here, just to be able to take a couple of these guys prisoner if we want to, because they are, some of them are going to be, you know, noble troops and everything. Might make sense, even though I do have quite a few waiting in the wings, as it were. But yes, basically that's what I was talking about. We're gonna try to diversify a little bit with our army. But if you want to be as effective as possible, obviously you're going to have to think about what you want to do with that. Because if you want to be as effective as possible, you want to get as many noble troops as you can. Because in the end, this game still is an RPG. You know, there is RPG-related mechanics to consider when deciding what you want to really do with your army. But... as it stands, obviously, it's probably a good idea to have a little bit of variety here and there. You know what I mean? So, anyway, we'll go for the Irish Scouts. Yeah, we'll go for the Irish Scouts. Why not? They're tier 4, which doesn't really go anywhere, but it's fine. We'll just have a couple of those. Actually, you know what? I don't actually even have the space, to be honest. I don't have the space, so we're going to have to just move on from here. What do we want to go for? Yeah, we'll go for the Spearman. We'll try to go for the Spearman there. And let's actually just have a look. Yeah, look. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, we got a bunch of cavalry. That's what we want. Well, we want massive high-tier cavalry from our prisoners to be converted. And then we can just level up regular troops if we want to diversify a little bit. So we're just going to continue on from here. There is a Manavlion, one of my favorite weapons in the entire game. If you're a polearm-based character, highly recommended to check this out. It's really, really good. And this is the bow that I'm using. Oh, it's not a strong recurve bow, it's a heavy recurve bow. But I would highly recommend trying to get this if you're a bow-based character. If you are on a horse, if you're not on a horse, then obviously it doesn't matter and you can just basically use anything you want. But this seems to be the best bow that you can get at a low bow skill that does not require the Horse Archer perk to be able to be used on horseback. At least that's what I found. So yeah, anyway, apart from that, let's try to find a couple of caravans, shall we? Because, well, I mean, maybe we don't even need to, you know? Maybe we don't even need to because, well, I have quite a lot of loot already, so I could potentially just, you know, equip some things here. You know, there we go. David needs a couple of things as well. And let's sell all of my stuff. And there you go. We're going to get 13,000 already. And you can take a look at all we've got here as well. Look at that. Absolutely insane amounts of cash immediately. And we also have that too. I should probably, I should probably do a little bit of trading, shouldn't I? Alright, okay, so, yeah, here's the thing. Let me see. Oh, they don't even have the bow. Alright, I was actually going to show you the noble bows and their stats and stuff like that, but apparently they don't have that in this particular town. They had them in Glasgow, I think. I think they had them available in Glasgow, but they don't have them available here, which is, well, a little bit sad, I suppose. But, yeah, anyway... point is, there's not much I want to get. I mean, I could potentially get this, but as you can see, it is a minor upgrade. Could get this, again, a minor upgrade, minor downgrade, actually, some of these things. Could get those. Yeah, sure, we'll get these. There we are. And no one wants to equip anything, so I'll just sell that, and there we have it. Okay, we made good use of it, right? We made good use of it. And I still have enough food to be able to, you know, sustain ourselves and everything. I need to very much keep a close eye on that, because that would be awful. That would probably be one of the worst things that I could do at this point. Literally getting caught out in the middle of nowhere in Ireland and being like, yes, I don't have enough food. And then I'm gonna get, you know, ransacked by the enemy army or something like that. That would be absolutely terrible. Alright, so knocking point is probably what I'm going to go for here. But I'm actually not entirely sure. Do I care about that? Because look at this. Minus 50% movement speed penalty while reloading. That says to me, not a horse archer, but a foot archer. That says foot archer kind of perk. So I'm thinking right now that I probably want to go for 10% additional armor penetration. That sounds much better to me than the other thing. Unless I was going to obviously be a foot archer. And we are going to continue to level up our leadership skill here, even though I'm actually very much wanting to go for charm skill. Because, well, if you really want to, you could level up your charm skill super fast, and then get Immortal Charm, which gives you +5 influence per day, which is basically unlimited amounts of mercenary wages, if you think about it, because every single day you get 5 influence, and every single day you get paid for being a mercenary. So obviously that's... it's kind of a cool interaction right there. I love those kinds of interactions, but I think what I want to do really is get Famous Commander. Because Public Speaker is all the way over here, and I don't believe that these stack. I don't think they do. So, in other words, it's not plus 30% and then plus 50% or, you know, anything like that. So it doesn't result in a plus 80% increase. And I think only one of them actually works. So I'd like to increase to get Famous Commander first of all. I think that's probably going to be the best bet for us right here. And apart from that, well, I would like to get Steward as well. It's actually quite funny. I'm the Steward, right? Yeah, I think I am the Steward, so... Yeah, I think I am the Steward, so that's the reason why we have so much party size, because you could see here that I literally only have David with me. And he is obviously a, you know, he's a medic. He's a medic, so obviously that's going to be the thing. Anyway, we're just going to level up a couple of troops there and use some of my war mounts. And hopefully breeder skill is actually going to come in handy. Seems like it's just not. It's very sad indeed, isn't it? Okay. Oh, hello. Hello. Can we get him? No, we can't. Ah, okay, well, It was a close one. It was a close one. Maybe they'll come back out. Oh, yeah, they did. Nice, nice, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I think I'll probably just go for a just an auto resolve here. It doesn't seem to be particularly worth me doing anything else here. Gonna let her go as well, and yeah, look at this. This is exactly what we want. We just want more of these. Just want more of these across the board. That's what we like. Okay, there we go. And oh yeah, look at that. We just got 3 war mounts as a result of this particular battle as well. That's absolutely perfect. It makes me so sad, though, that I didn't spec into charm skill now, because if you take a look at my charm skill, it's just kind of like, you know, limping along a little bit, and I'd kind of want it to be more than that, you know. I want it to level up pretty fast, because, let's face it, if you're doing these kinds of actions where you're taking people prisoner and so on, it's going to make... Well, should we say, if you're taking people prisoner and then letting them go, it's going to make such a huge difference to your overall charm skill level up speed. But I don't have any focus points in it. Well, I have very few focus points in it, at least. And it seems like this fellow is actually attempting to take Galway right now. That is not going to work. In my opinion. This is not going to work at all. I am 100% certain he's going to run away. I think he should probably run away. Let me see. Alright, so unfortunately, as I was waiting outside Galway for any particular action to be had, the game crashed. Yes, and I can only hope that this is not a sign of things to come. Because I have heard a number of things from people in the comments over the last couple of episodes where people have said that they get to a certain point and then the game starts crashing. So I'm very much hoping that that is not going to be a thing that will happen to me, but you never know. I have had issues in the past with certain mods, which is really weird because, let's face it, I don't see why that would be the case. I really don't. I don't change anything in between episodes or anything like that. I don't install anything new. It's all exactly as it was at the very start. So I can only assume that Bannerlord just can't handle it or whatever. Anyway, let's take a look and see what we can do with this guy, because he is indeed the King of Ireland, and I'm actually not entirely sure what we want to do with him. Do I want to let him go? Or do we want to execute him? That's the question. Do we want to execute him? That's a big problem on our hands right here, because if we do let him go, he actually likes us quite a bit, as you could no doubt tell. He actually likes us a great deal. He's got 35 relation with us, and that's pretty amazing. And yeah, as you can see, this is also a great way to level up your bow skill here as well. Basically just, you know, firing from a really far distance, letting your horse just ride fast as the wind, and you're going to have a great time. You're going to be able to hopefully level up your bow skill really quickly, as you can see right here. I'm getting actually a lot of bow skill. Look at that, 3 skill points in bows, another 2 skill points in bows, just purely for the fact that I'm getting some headshots and riding relatively quickly. That's it. That's the only thing that can really provide you with decent bow skill from what I've seen, and obviously getting kills would help. You know, it wouldn't be one of my series unless I hit a huge amount of friendly fire for some reason. I don't know why that always happens to me, but there you go. It does. I don't really mind too much. As long as I can get to 70 bow skill in this particular battle, I'll be very pleased. If I don't, then I'll just have to get it another time, but I'm very much hoping I will be able to. Let's try and kill this guy. Or not. Oh dear. Oh, no, don't miss. Oh, no, are you serious? Get him. Yeah, no, we still didn't get it. I got the riding skill increase. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, well, never mind. Okay. It would just be my luck, wouldn't it? It would just be my luck that I would literally go like, yes, I would like to get to 70 bow skill so I can use those noble bows. And then all of a sudden, then I get to 69. Yes. Okay, we're going to let him go just because Not sure if it's a good idea to let him go, to be honest, but I mean, if we can fight him again and again, we're just going to be getting a lot of additional renown, a lot of additional influence, and so on and so forth. So I think that's actually pretty decent idea to do that. And otherwise, we've got a lot of level ups right here, a lot of level ups. So what are we going to do? Well, we can go for spearmen, which, as you can see, they are going to use Thamaskene pikes and Norse hatchets. Or we could go for Scottish Highland swordsmen, which are they are actually going to use shields apparently, but they also have throwing axes. I'm not sure whether you know what we're actually going to go for spearmen. It sounds like a really bad idea, but because we have such an overpowered cavalry offensive force, I'm feeling like we should probably try to create an overpowered defensive force. And that's why I'm talking about spearmen here. Because the spearmen are going to dramatically change the way that enemies approach us. It's going to be very difficult for any of them to really do anything in regards to using cavalry against us. They're going to have a hard time. And then we can actually use our own cavalry to stage ambushes in battle. And it's going to be an absolutely fantastic time had by all. Alright, let's go and actually fight this guy. As you can see, he's literally just chilling out outside here. And we can just auto-resolve against him relatively simply. We'll take a couple of people prisoner, just in case we can actually convert them. And we are getting some war mounts for this as well, which is actually quite funny. And I'm wondering where the army is at Galway, because they are not actually going there now, which is quite strange. I don't know why they haven't done that. I can only assume that they have maybe gone somewhere else. Ah. Ooh, look at this. We finally have some movement. We finally have some movement from the Scottish here. They're finally deciding to besiege one of the Irish castles, or technically one of the Scottish castles that the Irish have taken. So that's great. That's really nice to see that. It's about time, really, isn't it? It's about time. Because they literally just don't do anything. They haven't been doing anything for quite some time. We're going to go into the battle here because I would like to get to 70 bow skill, and if we auto-resolve, obviously that's not going to happen. So we're just going to get to 70, and then I'll go into Galway and see if I can actually get that noble bow. But if I don't get the noble bow, then that's absolutely fine. I think we've already checked the marketplace there, and I don't think it has it available. So it's gonna be, it's gonna have to be one of those things that I gain at some point in the future when I return to the mainland of the British Isles or something like that. Maybe Glasgow's gonna have it or something. But there you go. We actually did make it to 70 in bows, and now we can use noble bows, and we can do massive damage with it. And I mean, we're already actually doing some pretty good damage just with this. I mean, you can see here I'm doing 95 damage. Obviously, I could do a lot more with the noble bow, but you know. This is literally a bow that requires 30 bow skill, the one I'm currently using, so it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The amount of damage it does is decent, and I would recommend it for those of you that maybe are in the same boat as me and you don't have enough bow skill. But, you know, it's definitely going to be something that you can, as you could quite clearly tell, I leveled up my bow skill in, what, 1 or 2 battles, basically? Very nice and easy. And I believe that is indeed it. Yep, that is a nice, easy victory for us right there. We basically lost 0. Yep, we lost absolutely 0. And we're gaining some wonderful influence and renown here. And then we can just move on. And now here's the thing. Do we want to become a vassal, or do I want to literally just leave? I'm thinking that what I will do is I think becoming a vassal is probably going to be the best thing that I can do. Purely for the fact that okay, here's the thing, okay? I am going to be creating my own faction, because as we've seen, the AI does tend to be a little bit too passive, at least for my liking. You know, they've taken this long to go and take that one castle, and I think that if I become a vassal, that's going to become, you know, a thing of the past, pretty much. We're going to be very easily able to direct our own destinies, you know, suffice it to say, and we're going to be able to go wherever we want and do whatever we want, and it's going to be a lot easier for us. I'm just going to sell all of this. I actually did not end up selling apparently beforehand because that's when the game crashed. So apparently that's all that stuff that we didn't, well, we weren't able to get rid of. And as you can see, yeah, there are no noble bows. So yeah, they're not here. So we're just going to sell this stuff, and then we're just going to move on. I don't think did I purchase anything that I really badly need to purchase again? I don't think I did, right? I don't think so. Anyway, the ferry point down here is where I put my my fleet. So we're just going to go back down there. Order of the Assassins. Oh wow. Okay. Let's be a little bit careful with that fellow, shall we? Yeah, anyway, I did actually have to purchase a couple of extra dinghies because I didn't have enough space for every single one of my troops in my fleet. So that did cost me a little bit of extra there. I'm actually really surprised. Oh, what? This army is across here? Oh, okay. Well, what are these guys actually doing? They seem to be all over the place. I think they don't even know what they're doing. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk to Edgar here, and we're going to say to him, hello there, sir. I would very much like to become a vassal of yours. Now, here's the thing. Obviously, I did really badly want to get more money, but, well, I kind of have to make moves here, you know? I have to make moves. So let's see. My lord, I wish to be more than a mercenary. Is there a way I could pledge myself as a vassal? And here we go. I am ready. Let's do this. Okay, well, he's not going to basically give me anything at all. Oh, he's going to give me some things? Okay, he's going to give me some troops. Okay, wonderful. It doesn't really do much for me, but okay. Thank you. And he's going to give me this, a one-handed sword. A one-handed and two-handed sword. It's actually not bad. It seems like a pretty decent sword, in fact. Very surprised, actually. And there we go. All right, absolutely perfect. So what I would actually like to do as well is I would like to see whether he's actually going to accept some money now. Yeah, look at this. Look at that. Oh, yes. That is exactly what we wanted. Alright, so if you recall, I actually attempted to do this in a previous episode, and he wanted every single thing in my inventory at the time, but now he's happy to accept 2,300, and we're going to marry Matilda, which is obviously fantastic. This is fantastic for any number of reasons, most notably because she has an insane amount of steward skill, and that's what we want. We want steward skill across the board for her, because that's going to increase my party capacity. I have 123 right now. Let's see how much we have when we actually assign her. Ah, okay, yeah, so, as you can see right here, unfortunately, I had another crash, and this is exactly what's happened. So what we're gonna do is, he's gonna give me, he's gonna give me vassalage again, and he's gonna give me the same sword, and so on and so forth, but I have no idea why it is crashing all of a sudden. This is very, very weird. Hopefully we're going to be able to marry again. There we go, 2,160. Very nice and easy. I was actually literally just waiting for Matilda to come and join me. That was it. That's all I was wanting, because she's going to take quite some time to get over here to begin with. So, because that's the thing. Obviously, when you marry someone, they get removed from the map, basically. And they have to, quote-unquote, regroup. And so, you know, upon them regrouping, you're then going to be able to recall them to your party, and then they will hopefully join you. Okay, so let me actually just save real fast, because I am super worried about this. Mr. Horse Thief is actually a part of this army over here, by the way. I can't obviously show you right now. But, yeah, Mr. Horse Thief is a part of this army over here. And that's the only reason, in my opinion, why this guy is actually deciding to do anything. But have you noticed, how long have they actually been doing that siege? How long has it taken them to do this siege? Because from my perspective, it feels like they've been here for, what, 2 in-game weeks? 3 in-game weeks? I mean, how long has it taken? I don't know, but they still haven't actually captured it or made any kind of inroads whatsoever. It's a very, very weird situation to be in. Ah, hello. Yep, gonna fight him, gonna fight him. Here we go, here we go. Okay, this is absolutely perfect. Wait, is that Matilda with us, actually? Was that Matilda right here? Let me see. I can't... No, that's Florence. Okay, yeah, that's absolutely fine. All right. So, yeah. Anyway, first of all, let's just spec into this, see what we can do. I want +1 recruitment slot from rural notables, because that's going to allow me to recruit more noble-based troops, so that's kind of what I want to do. And otherwise, apart from that, let's go in versus the High King of Ireland once again. And I might actually decide to take him prisoner this time, because obviously we don't need... Technically, we don't need influence any further. Yes, we do for policies and so on and so forth, but we don't need influence to generate money. That's the one thing that I was obviously doing at the time. I was wanting to generate money as much as I possibly could by... you know, grinding influence and so on and so forth. And generally, if I wanted to, and if that would actually make, you know, if I was taking my time, then I would definitely make the effort to literally just remain a mercenary until I had a significant amount of cash. But obviously, because I'm doing this for a series, and because I want it to be as entertaining as possible, and dynamic, and fun, yeah, that's kind of the reason why I'm like, yeah, we should just do this. We should just do this and see what happens. Because as I say, I would normally prepare a lot more than this. I would have prepared a lot more, you know, I would have gotten many more war mounts, I would have gotten many more higher tier troops if I wanted to make sure that we were going to be absolutely fine. However, well, that would mean that there's no challenge in it, right? And I don't want there to be zero challenge. I want there to be some challenge that is gonna be nail biting. You know, we want there to be we want there to be some close run battles. And we haven't even gone into our first siege. Bear that in mind. We haven't gone into any sieges whatsoever. And I'm very much hoping that we'll be able to do that in due time. But obviously at the moment, things are... For some reason, these guys are literally just holding their own. Don't know why they're even able to do that, but there you go. But yeah, we are hopefully going to be able to do this, and then we can maybe, just maybe, go and actually help the army that is dealing with Mr. Horse Thief. Because he, obviously, I don't even know what he's all about. I don't even know what they're even doing, because there's 431 people there, and you'd assume... I mean, you'd think, right? If they have 431 people, I mean, how many does a castle have? I mean, they might have, what, 300, 400, 500? I don't know, but obviously the defenders are going to have the overall advantage, so it very much depends. But there we go, we ended up losing a couple of militiamen, militia spearmen, which is not really going to make any difference whatsoever. Anyway, I'm actually wondering, I should probably take him prisoner, shouldn't I? Yep. Gonna take him prisoner, because there is no point in me not taking him prisoner, you know? I should literally just make sure that he cannot go anywhere and cannot do anything, so that our forces, you know, our friendly vassals are not gonna have any problems at all with him. Alright, so we have a bit of an issue now. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of these guys a little bit. What are these fellows about? Okay, yeah. We can just get rid of some of those, and that means I can then take some of these instead. Gonna take that. And I don't have any extra space, which is really, really sad, but I mean, that's the point. Matilda has not joined us yet. We do need to get Matilda to join us, and then we will be able to do the thing that we want to do, where we have a massive, massive army, or a much larger army than we have right now. Because I think she has 50 additional steward points on me, because I actually have 94 in steward, but she has 140 or something like that. So that's really, really good. And we're going to go for some more leadership right here. Wait a minute. Do I want to do that? I'm actually thinking right now that I would like to spec into engineering, because I do not have an engineer. And this, if we're going to go into a bunch of sieges, this might actually make sense. I'm going to do that, and we're going to spec into intelligence. I'm going to have to see what we can do about increasing that over time. And we'll see what happens. Okay, wait a minute. I should really just save, because I want to make sure, just in case there is a crash, that we don't lose that progression, because we did get that guy into a battle. And let me tell you, Bannerlord doesn't play out the same way every single time. Sometimes the AI decides to go in a different direction, and then you're not going to know where they've gone, and then you can't replicate, you know, what happened previously. So yeah, I'm going to try and find where Matilda is, and hopefully she'll join us. Alright, so Matilda has joined us, and as you can see, she's all the way down here, and unfortunately, she gave me a very small increase. She only gave me 11 more party size, but for me personally, I actually think that's pretty decent, and she's actually going to provide us with the ability for me to now diversify my own character, and then I'll be able to become an engineer or something like that, and that's obviously going to make a, well, hopefully make a bit of a difference. Okay, so as you can see, we do have this army right here. What are they actually doing? Look at what's... What is this? What is this? I am absolutely shocked right now. I'm thinking to myself, what is going on here? These guys literally should be absolutely fine. What is going on with... Why does Mr. Horse Thief have 357 in here? What happened? I don't know. Okay. What's going on here? What's going on with my Europe 1100 install? I've always had that issue. I have always had the issue. Join the continuing siege. Thank you very much. Okay, because here's the thing. If you've seen the previous series of Europe 1100, you'll know that there was a fellow called MENGUS Ironbelly. He had perfectly normal stats. You know, normal stats for, you know, for a guy that was running around in a caravan for half the time. So he had some trade skill, he had some combat skills, and so on and so forth. You know, just a regular, you know, regular companion. And as soon as we started our own faction and he was running around and everything, he started to be an absolute monster. He was leading armies like no tomorrow. He was able to take fiefs really, really effectively, and yeah, it was just absolutely insane. I don't understand how that even happened, because as I said, all his stats were exactly how you saw them in the series. They were all normal levels, and then we have this guy. I think something's wrong with my install on this mod for some reason. I think something must be wrong with it, or wait a minute. Is it because I put him in the tournament? Because I think I remember putting MENGUS Ironbelly in the tournament for quite some time, and maybe that has an impact on, I don't know, companion level ups or something like that. That might actually make... That might make a difference? I don't know. That might make a difference. Okay, so as you can see, we're having some Oh, wow. Okay. Apparently this guy is so bad at leading a siege that they are now retreating. Well, there you have it. I guess that's the reason why they can't take this, because they're just absolutely useless at it. Oh, wow. All right, yeah. So, yeah, as I say, I think there is a weird interaction. I don't think this has anything to do with the mod itself. I think this has to do with the base game of Bannerlord. Because for me personally, I think this is a bug where if you put a companion in a town and they do a bunch of tournaments, or if you even put them in a caravan, maybe if you put them in a caravan as well, maybe this has some weird interaction, because I remember way back in the Crusade Khanate series, I had a similar interaction with the spotting skill, or no, not the spotting skill, the scouting skill, because here's the thing. In that series, I was, you know, playing with the Crusade. I had a relatively normal amount of scouting skill. I had, you know, focus points in it, obviously, because I wanted to level it up, and so on. And then I got a divide by 0 error in the text log. And then I had all of a sudden over 1,200 scouting skill, or something along those lines. Something absolutely insane, and really something that you would never expect to happen. So I can only assume that something is happening in that regard, and yeah, that's the reason why we have these crazy things happen, because I only tend to run caravans this significantly in Europe 1100. I don't really do it that often in base game Bannerlord. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they do, but they usually get themselves eliminated very, very quickly, whereas there are basically no bandits in this particular mod. So, I mean, there are, but they don't really they don't really have a significant presence. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. As you can see, it doesn't really make any difference whether he does have 300 troops, because this is insanely difficult to take, apparently, for some reason. I don't know why. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.